Shantanamma Garu, Professor Gaddam Naresh Reddy, Ms. Sita Palachola, Dr. Vijaya Eranti, Reverend Sister D. Andrews, faculty members, and students of St. Anne's College. It is, I must say at the very outset, it's indeed a pleasure and a privilege to come and spend a few moments with all of you. I'm very, very impressed by the campus. You know, actually, I think the person who was supposed to be a chief guest, the other minister was going abroad, so he called me yesterday and said, "Can you attend?" So I was a little reluctant in the last minute, but I'm happy I came. Very impressive campus, and I think you people are doing very good work. At the outset, let me first congratulate the NCC cadets and the instructors. I think you are outstanding. And I also assure you, I'm telling the NCC cadets and the Major Supriya, and that for further development of NCC in your college, I'll get it done. I will speak to the concerned NCC, whoever looks after both in the state, in the center, and in the army headquarters too. And I'm really, really happy, and I'm impressed at the standards of the turnout and of the parade. I think in that context, I'll just, since so many young minds are here, it would be of more interest to you than give some drab political speech. I'm an ex-Air Force fighter pilot. I flew the MiG-21s and the MiG-23s in the Indian Air Force on China and Pakistan borders. I joined the National Defence Academy. I don't know how many of you have heard of it. It's of course an all-boys, it's a military academy. I joined at the age of 16. And 16 years after my 11th class, I joined the National Defence Academy. And then I went on to become a MiG-21 fighter pilot posted on the China border. Then I did training and became a MiG-23 fighter pilot on the Pakistan border for many years. And I did a lot of service, and it's really my good fortune that I've worked on the Indian borders for the service of the defense of the country. And I also had the good fortune to work as an Air Force officer, as an Air Force pilot, with two presidents of India, President R. Venkatraman and President Shankar Dayal Sharma, for about 6.5 years. I then came into politics, and I've been elected as an MLA 6 times and an MP once. I've been elected 7 times in a row. I was also the president of the Congress Party for Telangana state. In the combined Andhra Pradesh, I was Minister for Housing and Allied Departments. Now I'm the Minister for Irrigation, Food and Civil Supplies, and I'm happy to be here today. That St. Anne's School probably doesn't exist anymore, but sister, mother, you'd be happy to know that I was a student of St. Anne's School in BHL Ramchandrapuram, and I'm very proud of the education I received in St. Anne's. I think some sense of morals, ethics, values have sustained from the time I studied in the St. Anne's School. Then of course I had a long association with them. They always used to call me. Then they set up a St. Anne's School where I was an MLA from, in Kodad constituency in Nalgonda district, in a place called Munagala. I gave them, I supported their institution in every way. And I want to assure the management, the Mother Superior, the principal and the staff and the students, anything I can do or anything we in the government of Telangana can do for further I mean, you're already at very high standards, but anything further we can do from the government of Telangana for your college, we will be with you. I assure you that. This institution has always maintained high academic standards, conducive learning environment with necessary infrastructure, envisaging a holistic education, a plethora of choice-based curricular and extracurricular activities are offered to enhance their employability and entrepreneurship skills. The accolades are a testimony to the growing reputation of this college as a leading institution of higher education in the state of Telangana. My heartiest compliments and congratulations to the staff and students. The college strives to promote an integral and holistic growth of young minds, to impart spiritual and academic training which would foster sound character building, to develop critical thinking skills, to instill in students a lifelong sense of participation and involvement in developmental endeavors and nation building, and to train students for employment and entrepreneurship. St. Anne's Incubation Foundation, registered under Section 8 of the Companies Act, is a milestone which marks the beginning of a transformative journey that will inspire and empower many budding change makers. This will be a very good platform to support students in turning ideas into ventures. It reflects commitment to creativity, entrepreneurship, and leadership, inspiring students to push boundaries and make meaningful contribution. I personally am convinced, that incubation centers are the backbone of innovation-driven economies, and they create a safe system for ideas to grow into startups. Role of incubation in bridging academics with industry and preparing students for the real-world entrepreneurial journey, this role can never be, it always needs to be highlighted and encouraged. It definitely would encourage risk-taking, problem-solving, and creativity among youth. And I must say that St. Anne's College has a strong history of empowering women. And also, there always been an importance of women-led innovation for inclusive and sustainable growth. The role of St. Anne's Incubation Foundation in breaking barriers for women entrepreneurs and giving them access to mentorship, networks and funding would be huge. This Incubation Foundation would lead to a bright life and bright path for all of you. The incubation centers align with the Government of India's Startup Mission and Telangana's innovation ecosystem. Telangana government success stories through T-Hub, V-Hub, and focusing on rural innovation and entrepreneurship to ensure inclusive growth across the state are known to all. Our government, we will actively support in creating policies, networks, and market access for young innovators. For students who are using the Incubation Foundation, I think your foundation can be a launchpad not just for business ideas, but also social impact solutions. I am sure the Incubation Foundation will encourage students to think about local problems with global relevance, sustainability, healthcare, education, rural development, and digital inclusion. I am sure the Incubation Foundation will encourage students for hands-on learning beyond the classrooms. And as a future vision, I am sure the St. Anne's Foundation will and should aim to be more than an incubation center, be a hub for research, innovation, and social entrepreneurship. Investors to engage with the center, and I give you a categorical assurance that the government will support you in your entrepreneurial journey. And Ma'am, you're looking after VHub, so I can tell you from the government, of course your minister is a very dynamic and active minister. You bring it to my notice also, definitely will support them. Okay. I want to say a few words about our government. Women empowerment is a key factor in our government. You know, women are half the population, but over several decades, they haven't had enough growth avenues for them to be empowered. So our government has taken several steps to empower women. And I'm sure that some of you will be the torch bearers for that movement in the future. I also want to bring to your notice that our government is constantly conscious that many students, their employability needs to be increased. When you pass out of your degree and out of your PG from here, we all need to work together to, improve your employability. As most of you know, for India, young people, our demography is a huge advantage. Now that will be a greater advantage if we can train and skill our young men and women to be able to fit into the shoes of the best jobs in the world and in the country. So our government has, as an initiative, started a skill university where we aim to skill our young men and women so that they're able to find employment, easier in the outside world. We are continuously striving to make Hyderabad a global destination. And I can tell you I have traveled most parts of the country and many parts of the world. Hyderabad is one of the best cities in the country. And we are trying to make it better and better. We are trying to build a better infrastructure, a world-class infrastructure, a flawless law and order. We are already blessed with a moderate climate and a very cosmopolitan culture. And our government is very keen to make Hyderabad a global city. And I'm sure all of you young ladies, and you will be, you will have a bright future in Hyderabad, and you have a bright, your incubation foundation will lead to many of you building very, very, very successful ventures. I'm grateful to the management and the faculty to invite me. It's been a great pleasure and a privilege to spend this time with you. And I assure you once again that we will support the college, the faculty and the students in whatever way we can. Thank you very much.